watching CBS 8 Mornings at 6.
Hello, good morning to you. Thank you so much for being with us. It is 6:29. I'm Netta Iranpour.
I'm Eric Connor. Evan Ronnie outside in our back lot for a look at the forecast. Starting cloudy here, but warm up in store, huh?
Very much so. Looks like we'll finally be right around average as we get into this afternoon, which has been a long time coming. This entire month of July. Along the coast, at the very least, we've seen temperatures below average for the most part. We see out there that does not mean that we don't have clouds. It does, however, mean that those clouds are not stretching quite as far east as they typically do. So a little bit of a closer look there right along the water shows you that those clouds don't even make it out to Ramona. That means that Ramona is waking up to a bit of sunshine already. That sunrise was about 28 minutes ago. We'll see from this live look outside that those clouds are going to start to part likely around the 9 o'clock hour. Sunset not coming until 7:42. Coming up, we'll talk about what that warm up means for the remainder of the county as we head into the next several days. Vanessa checking in on traffic this morning.
Hey, good morning, everyone. Tuning in at 6:30 on the dot on your Thursday. Let's go ahead and start things off with a live picture outside. Pretty gloomy, but gloom never really hurt anyone. No lack of cars here on the freeways on the 5 as you make your way northbound through the curves, headed towards Hawthorne. But for those headed southbound through that area, no major slowing, no major issues out of the 5 either near Oceanside Boulevard. It looks like we're at full freeway speeds for the most part. The right side of your screen is that southbound direction. Left side is northbound headed towards Camp Pendleton. We're still tracking this crash involving a semi. It's reportedly blocking the slow lane as we zoom on in and show you some of the speeds that we're dealing with as you make your way inbound from Carlsbad, we're down to about 40 miles per hour. We're also continuing to deal with this crash. This one's going to be on the 15 North right at Market. Coming up a little later, we'll take a look at your travel times. Eric.
Vanessa, thanks. President Trump's new round of higher tariffs kick in at 9 p.m. our time.
Many of these tariff percentages are different than what the president announced back in April. CBS 8's Regina Urita live downtown to break down what all of this means and the reaction from San Diego Regional Chamber of Commerce. Hi, Regina.
Hey, good morning, Netta and Eric. Well, I can tell you what is kicking in right now is the uncertainty as the end, or at least the pause of these tariffs are scheduled to end at 9 p.m. Pacific time. And then a new set of tariffs are scheduled to kick in. So here's what President Donald Trump has to say about it.
I think the trade deals are working out very well, hopefully for everybody.
So the president is promising to end the pause by 9 p.m. Pacific time. That means a number of countries will have to deal with the Trump administration's higher tariff rates. Some countries have been in this position before, as the deadline for the so-called reciprocal tariffs has been delayed 3 times. The Trump administration has been in negotiations with different countries since April. So here's where things could stand in global trade as of Friday. The president will implement 25% tariffs on goods from India. He will also sign an executive order for 50% tariffs on Brazilian products and a 15% duty on South Korean imports. Mexico is set to be hit with a 30% tariff, with any retaliation set to be met with an even higher rate from the U.S. The San Diego Regional Chamber of Commerce issued a statement recently saying they continue to support dialogue and coordination between both nations to avoid disruptions and uncertainty that is harming businesses, consumers, and working families on both sides of the border. So back out here, they also say that they remain committed for policies that protect the growing and binational economy here again. So we'll have more on these tariffs in the next 30 minutes, so stick with CBS 8. But for now, I'll send it back to you, Eric and Netta.
Regina, thank you. For more than a decade, families living in Normal Heights have had to put up with crews mixing asphalt for road construction. Working for you, we're trying to get answers about why this street is being used as a staging area. Neighbors say crews come late in the day and work into the night. They tell us it appears to be multiple contractors doing work for the city of San Diego, staging next to Ward Canyon Park and Community Garden.
The amount of dust it kicks up, we don't get to sit outside when they're working, and usually they are working in the evening when we'd be home.
We called several contractors but couldn't get a straight answer. We also reached out to the city and were told that they are looking into the issue. In the meantime, one resident is launching a petition to bring this situation to an end. This morning, Vista is backpedaling on new bike lane barriers following backlash from drivers. The mayor says the city received more than 1,000 complaints from people saying the barriers were just creating new safety hazards. But at least one council member says the move is both wasteful and dangerous.
The motorist had struck the curbs, and they were worried about hitting them, damaging their vehicles. They were, in many cases, they were put way too close to intersections.
It feels like a setback, and what I hope that doesn't happen is that we see a serious injury and fatality where we remove the barriers.
The city spent more than $200,000 to remove the berms and many of the flex posts on South Melrose Drive and Sycamore Avenue, not to mention the $500,000 it cost to install them. Meantime, some protected lanes like on North Santa Fe Avenue will remain.
Now, animal shelters across the county are struggling with overcrowding this morning. As the cost of living continues to rise in San Diego, so does the cost of pet ownership, making it really hard. Animal shelters are dealing with an influx of surrendered pets. The San Diego Humane Society has 684 dogs and 1,900 animals in total in their care right now.
Veterinary care has skyrocketed, the cost of pet food has skyrocketed, and the cost of everything else has. So folks are having to make difficult decisions about their ability to afford their lives. And San Diego, as we know, is a really challenging place for that. Rent costs have gone up. People are having to make difficult decisions.
Yeah, rent when you have a pet is so much more. In order to combat the overcrowding issues, the Humane Society hosts promotions like one coming up in August where they will offer half-off adoption fees, and that's a day away, so maybe you can take advantage of that.
A good time for a little furry friend.
Yeah, and here at CBS 8, we're always working for our community.
Right now, we are trying to help clear those overcrowded animal shelters, and Vanessa's here to tell us about a pet that is looking for a forever family here.
Yeah, so this week we are featuring Polo. He is a 4-year-old Siberian Husky mix. So cute. My slogan, my all-time slogan, adopt, don't shop. The San Diego Humane Society says Apollo is shy, but is playful and loves attention. Once he gets to know you, you can meet him over at the campus on Gaines. And as we just mentioned, adoption fees for all animals will be half off for the entire month of August and completely free. Jot this down in your calendar on August 23rd.
Nice. Okay.
There are so many ways you can help out. You can volunteer. A lot of times you can walk them, and you can even foster them.
Yes.
I mean, foster's great, but taking them out for the day is also great. I mean, you could take them out to the beach, and a lot of people, again, a lot of people will see that they're up for adoption, and I even had a friend who took advantage of that program, and he actually ended up adopting that dog.
The different colored eyes that Apollo has.
Beautiful.
That's like designer quality that you get at some of these rescues. And I mean, all of these animal shelters, like we said, are over capacity. And like Vanessa said, you can foster, you can volunteer, you can adopt. You've got a lot of options out there. It's a beautiful day to take the dog for a walk outside. I'm sure they're itching for it as they wake up this morning. Temperatures are cooler. It's a little cloudier. It's really comfortable. I was outside just about 5 minutes ago, and it feels very nice out there, mostly in the upper 50s and low 60s. Cloud cover remains significant here along the coastline, but inland is where we're starting to see some breaks in the clouds already. 110 this afternoon in Palm Springs. It's getting hot out across our local deserts, but of course in San Diego, staying much more mild at 73 this afternoon. 99 is that forecast high for Fresno and Bakersfield. Vegas going for 106. You see where the majority of that heat is located in the orange and red tones. But here locally in our county, coastal temperatures are staying in the 70s this afternoon, right around average, if not slightly cooler than average. Average along our water would be about 76, 77 degrees. So you can see if you're looking at San Ysidro, for example, sure, we'll get there. They're not exactly along the water. National City, though, 77 this afternoon, getting us much closer to that average marker. Santee El Cajon, 87 this afternoon. 82 for San Marcos, 85 up at Palomar Mountain. Fallbrook is looking at a high of 83, and Ramona, 91. Breaking into the 90s out there. We'll take you to the mountains. Julian, 86. Mount Laguna, 88. Campo, 93. And Borrego Springs averages 108. They're on par with it for our forecast high. Most of our coastal temperatures are going to still warm between now and the weekend. Same goes for our inland valleys. Mountains and deserts could still gain some momentum, but then kind of push them into the above average range into the weekend and next week. Either way, plenty of sunshine each afternoon. Just got to get through some of those morning clouds. Vanessa's checking in on traffic. We have some slowing out there, don't we?
Yeah, it's very plugged up. This is that on-ramp to the 805, in case you're wondering what this is. This is that on-ramp coming in from Home Avenue. So it looks like a good amount of congestion headed onto the main freeway. This is the 805, meanwhile, as you head towards Home Avenue coming in from Chula Vista. So things are starting to plug up per usual. visual out of the South Bay, specifically in from Chula Vista this morning. And switching gears as we take a quick look at the 5 in both directions at Oceanside. This is also both directions, north and south, southbound drive on the right side of your screen. We're still tracking this crash involving a semi. They're waiting to get it cleared from the road, and that's at Cannon. It's continuing to plug things up. The speeds are fluctuating in terms of the speeds. It was earlier about 40 mile per hour. Now it's about 70. So again, if you got to get somewhere on time, and if you're traveling in from Carlsbad, I would leave time for travel. Don't wait until the last minute. On the 15 in both directions, we're tracking a crash on Market. It's on the northbound end, but it could cause some slowing additionally for those headed southbound this morning. And of course, we're continuing to track this crash involving a semi, and this is on the 905 east at Siempre Viva Road, right where the 905 and the 805, or near the 805, 125 actually, that's where it connects. And as we take a look at your speeds right now and zoom on into the 805, it's plugged up through the mile of cars, slowest speeds down to about 30 miles per hour and 40 mile per hour speeds. Most of the brake tapping in between Plaza Boulevard as you make your way up towards that 94 transition ramp. And then it picks back up again as far as that slowing goes as you make your way towards North Park.